This episode is brought to you by my bookkeeping strategy sessions. When it comes to your bookkeeping, you're probably in one of these three areas: doing it yourself, outsourcing some or all of your bookkeeping to a professional, or understanding what the reports mean and making better business decisions from that information. Each of these stages comes with different struggles and questions, and I can help with all three. Bring your questions and I'll bring some solutions. To book one of these sessions, email me at lydia@dacbalance.com. Now on with the show. You've started a home-based service business and you've found that running a business is harder than it looks and more overwhelming than you ever thought it would be. This podcast is the best of the best information that I've learned to help grow and sustain my business. Listen, subscribe, and follow along. We can avoid the overwhelm and start creating a business we love to run. Welcome back to the podcast. If you are listening in real time, then you know it is the beginning of September right now, and kids are going back to school all over the country. The kids where I am started a couple weeks ago, and it's beginning to feel like fall around here. Pumpkin spice lattes are back. It's getting a little bit cooler. I live in Florida, so it's still like 100 degrees, but I'm still wearing my fall outfits because I'm just ready for it to be fall and for summer to be over. So I hope that you are enjoying the season that you're in right now. If you're listening later, I hope that you are enjoying that as well. So today on the podcast, this episode is titled Bookkeeper versus Accountant versus CPA versus CFO. And if you don't know what those mean, a CPA is a certified public accountant and a CFO is a chief financial officer. And in this episode, I want to break down the difference between a bookkeeper, an accountant, a CPA, and a CFO. When you're looking for help with your finances, these are the typical roles that you will see advertised and what people call themselves. Some businesses have all four, some have one or two, and it all depends on what you can afford and what you need to move your business forward. Also know that when you're thinking about these roles for your business, all of these can be contracted out. You don't have to have someone on staff filling these roles to get great results. Okay, so let's start with a bookkeeper. A bookkeeper's main responsibility is to keep up with the books and recording income and expenses in their proper category. This can be someone who doesn't have a degree and just has experience and knows what they're doing, or someone with an accounting degree who likes the bookkeeping work. Either way, it's important to know that there is no barrier to entry to becoming a bookkeeper, meaning that in the United States, anyone can decide that they want to do this. I am a part of several bookkeeping groups on Facebook, and every day I see people say that they want to be a bookkeeper and that's how they can get started. Truthfully, they don't need a degree. They just need experience. So be careful when you're hiring this role, because you don't want someone with zero experience and no mentor or person that they're working under. You want someone who knows what they're doing and preferably has experience with your type of business, whether it's service-based or product-based. The downside to anyone being allowed to be a bookkeeper is they don't always know the financial statements and what goes where. They know how to record the information, but they don't understand the difference between the reports and aren't familiar with them. So that's definitely not all. Definitely not all of them are like this, but a lot are from what I'm seeing in my experience. So if you want someone who can explain the reports and analyze them with you, then you'll want to have additional help beyond just a bookkeeper. Now, that's not to slam bookkeepers. Like, a lot of them are great and they know what they're doing, but just be aware of those things, that at least in the United States. An accountant is someone who has an accounting degree, and this person knows more than a bookkeeper and record more difficult entries. Oftentimes, you'll see these people as a staff accountant or something similar in their job title, and these people are going to be more familiar with financial statements and can provide more insight than a bookkeeper could on your business. Okay, a CPA is someone who has passed the Certified Public Accounting exam. It's a 4-part exam, and to qualify in most states, basically in all states, you have to have a bachelor's. In some states, you will need a master's degree in accounting as well. And most of the time, you also need job experience working for a CPA. So in Florida, you have to pass all 4 parts of the exam to qualify, and you have to work for a CPA for 2 years. And you have to have a certain number of higher accounting hours, which basically adds up to a master's degree. And that's in the state of Florida. And getting the CPA is considered to be the top achievement an accountant can earn, and often people who are working at a firm will be trying to get the certification. A CPA can file your taxes, although not all of them do. This person is great to have available to file your taxes each year and to provide any insight on ways that you can save money on your taxes because they're keeping up with all the laws. Obviously, they can still help you with your financial statements. They can still do your bookkeeping if they need to. They're going to be way more expensive because they do have a CPA, but if any of them want to do bookkeeping, then they certainly could, and they can do anything like a bookkeeper or an accountant can do, definitely. A CFO is a chief financial officer. In a large company, this person is responsible for all financial oversight. And I got the following list from an article online that I will link in the blog post. It's just a very comprehensive list of things that a CFO looks out for in a company. So they watch the cash flow. They watch company liabilities and making sure that the company can pay those. The company's performance to see if they're making a profit. They supervise the department, so they supervise all the bookkeepers and accountants and CPAs and anyone else in the finance team. They look at the financial relationships in the company. They look at finance and raising capital and loans and things like that. They look at financial obligations that the company has. They record they do like their record control to make sure that everything for the IRS is being kept. They look at the shareholder relations. This is especially if they're in a corporation where they're shareholders. They look at that relationship, and they look at the budget and expense control. So they're tracking a lot. They're in charge of basically the big picture stuff and making sure that everything is getting done. It is a massive responsibility for sure. This person is really the right hand of the CEO when it comes to all things finance. Most small businesses don't, but you can outsource this role and those responsibilities. You can have someone who's reviewing your company's financial standing each month, giving them advice, coordinating with the other roles that are involved, whether that's a bookkeeper or a CPA, and break down your goals and work through them on a finance side with you. So I just wanted to share that information with you because a lot of small business owners that I talk to don't always know the difference between the roles, or they think that they just need a CPA and they wonder why the CPA isn't doing what the CFO does. Well, it's because they know their role. And a bookkeeper isn't going to file your taxes because most of the time they aren't qualified and they don't know how to do that. So if you're looking to add to your finance team, I want you to keep these roles in mind and think about who would be the best fit for what your company needs. And that was the first part of our outsourcing series. So we're going to go through outsourcing your bookkeeping and finance things, different topics, all the way through September and October of 2019. So be sure to subscribe if you are thinking about outsourcing, if you are considering just outsourcing, like I said, outsourcing any of your bookkeeping or your finance, or if you think, what are the roles? What can I do? What does someone else need to do? Most small business owners know, I just need a CPA. Well, there's a lot beyond a CPA that you can use in your business for your finances to make your business run better. And I can't wait to talk more about that in the next coming episodes. So until then, I would be honored to work with you in a strategy session. If you are maybe in the DIY phase and you just need to know what to do, or maybe you are outsourcing and you need some help to know, what does my company need and how much can I afford and what should I be looking at? Or if you have your reports from your bookkeeper and you don't know what they mean, you're trying to figure out how to make a better decision or where information is and where you should be looking each month. I would be honored to sit down for about an hour or so and talk with you about those things that you're struggling with. So to get started with that, you can email me, lydia@dacbalance.com, with the problem that you're having, and we can discuss the best way to get you to a solution. So Until next time, you can also find me on Instagram at lydia.miller.mba and always by email lydia@dacbalance.com. So until next time, go and make it happen.